Hello everyone, my name is Partha Prabal and you are watching another episode of Candid with Partha. Today, as you can see in my screen, I have got a special guest with me. She is a debutant author whose debut novel, Till the End of Time, completed a year in December 2021. Her name is Chayashree Pathak. Let us know more about her, more about the book. Chayashree, welcome to my show.
Thank you, Partha. Namaskar. Namaskar, everyone. কি খবর?
Murbhal, we are good. How are you?
Good, good. Thank you for asking.
How is the feeling that your book has completed a year and it has been appreciated a lot by the readers?
Um, so when it got published, that is like 1 year back, that was a completely different kind of emotion, a different kind of rush. And then, seeing the sales, seeing the reviews, that again gives another kind of peak. Every review, each time I receive a review or feedback, or somebody talking about it, or just pinging me saying, hey, I liked it. So everything has given me an emotional moment. Just can't explain in words. So when I completed a year and I look back my journey, it was like I don't think I have. I had always imagined writing a book, publishing it, people reading it, but completing a year milestone and then, by that time finishing another book, that I probably have never imagined. So this definitely is a completely different feeling. And having 110 plus reviews in Amazon, by the time I completed, considering I'm just, it's my first book itself, is a huge moment for me.
The most important part of a novel or a story or any book is its name. So, what's the reason behind the name?
So it is a love story. You have read it, right? So it is a love story, and I wanted to bring in the feel of a timeless love story. When you read and when you go through the journey, you understand why this particular title. This title, it is very important how this particular phrase uh, impacted the main character Ria throughout her journey. Why, how it was positive, and then how it became negative, and how it impacted. So for me, it was actually I had two titles in my mind. One is The Half Kiss. Again, those who has read it would know why the half kiss, but many, it was also giving a feeling of the, from half girlfriend. So we thought that we'll discard that and we continued with this one because it really carried the essence of the story, the timelessness of this beautiful love story that, I tried to share through my book.
Mhm. Yeah, let's not reveal much about the story. Those for those who have read it, it'd be a mystery. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah. Coming back to the characters of your book, is it that most of the characters are person you have met in real life, or it's just an imagination?
I think it is true for all the authors, right? I mean, I don't, or all the creative people, I should say. So we do not just imagine a character. We do take inspiration from character people, and probably we mix them and create one character. Or, it is always like that. It is our fragment of imagination that we imagine also is based on our own experiences and our own observations. So it will be wrong if I say uh, all the characters are 100% fictitious. No, I mean, I the proxy incident, right, where I mentioned that the first experience of giving proxy, it was a true incident. So there have been moments of reality, but that is what fiction is, right? That we cover it with words and then we present it. So yes, the characters are fictional, the book is fiction, but definitely inspired by people. Like one of the characters, Mahi, that is pretty much on the basis of one of my friends. She knows it. It does go like that.
A few days back, you gave a teaser on your Facebook. The about I think a new book that is in the pipeline. So I'd like to know
Yes.
something about that.
So this book, so if you have noticed the previous book, it also had the this base story, the potavumi that we call it, the background, the backdrop, it was in Assam, even though it's written in English. So this story is also going to connect Assam. So it is going to connect, it will have three cities that is connecting: Seattle, Pune, and Assam. So it's about a girl who is very practical, who is in today's world, career oriented, and uh, how certain things, when we say that yes, we are career oriented, where yes, we are practical, we also have emotional sides. Everybody does that. I mean, it's not that we are in a box, okay, this is what we want, right? There are certain incidents that happen in our lives, there are certain people that we meet, and then there are certain changes that we experience. So it's a journey of a girl. I can't reveal much. It's a journey of a girl who who starts her journey to find out someone very special, and how she ends, and how, whether she meets that person, whether she really is she successful, is the person that meets is what she was expecting. So it's about her journey and how it ends, and how she ends up, how does she react when she meets, or even if whether she meets or not. So it's about her story.
Okay, coming back to my next question, I'd like to know what are the challenges for a debutant novelist to get published in English?
I would not call challenges, but learning process. I mean, when we write, we write in a very raw format. And then I have been writing poems and quotations and quotes, poems, prose, short stories. But writing a novel itself is a big task. It has its own rules. I mean, we all have our own discretions. We can do our imagination part. We can say, okay, it's my way of writing, but still there are certain unsaid rules. So one of the things that I did, and I would suggest anybody who is intending to write, there's a book called Writing by Stephen King. Amazing masterpiece. That should be the Bible for everybody who writes. That of course also focuses on show, not tell. For example, when we are writing, we are as a third person, we are not speaking, we are rather trying to show you, right, that what is happening in the room, right? Instead of telling you, okay, the fan is moving or this is happening, but how do I explain the same things, but at the same time not really telling you, but showing. Tell but not show, but not tell. So that is something I had to practice. I had to learn, because when you, again, that is another word that we have. The first draft is called vomit draft, because you just pen down, you just take out your ideas and write, and then this editing. So the editing process, I think, was the most cumbersome one, because you need to look at the plot holes, the timelines, what you were starting, if there's a flashback, where is it going, etc. And then of course focusing on the show and tell. So that is the writing process. So I have been a part of various bookstagram groups. I have been part of in my various reading groups, beta reading, like I take new authors books and I read and I give feedback, so we exchange feedbacks. I also am part of certain groups where we ask questions, we understand how it works in terms of show and tell. Especially we have that part where we always need to improve everybody. So that was on the writing phase, how I learned, and it was a great process. I mean, when I started and by the time I ended, I definitely, I can say I have learned a lot. When it came to publishing, yes, for newcomer authors, it is slightly difficult to get a new publisher. You need to build a credibility. You need to have that, what do I say, that X factor in your story or in your life. So many publishers look for, if you are a celebrity or if you have done something or there is a controversy attached to it, right? So and it was COVID when I published. It was during peak COVID, where many of the publishing houses were not taking new projects or new authors. So it was a challenge, but it did happen. And I'm glad and fortunate that it happened. And everybody has appreciated the printing quality and everything, the way it has been presented, and the way it has been delivered and reached to people. And I'm glad and happy that everybody has accepted it and liked it.
Okay, here I'd like to ask you another question, which I should have asked a bit earlier. That along with the name, the cover page of a novel is very important. So your
Yes.
cover looks quite intriguing. Can you give us some insight behind that? Does
Thank you, thank you. I definitely, yes, I had some idea what I want to do, and how I want the cover edge. I didn't want any flowers, or definitely I didn't want real faces of people. That was my I was pretty clear. I wanted a picture that depicts togetherness yet the distance part, right? I wanted them to have that feeling. So I suggested a couple of concepts, like, to a couple sitting in the stairs and almost touching the hand but not really, or something like this, where the hands are coming in. And this one picture that we I also thought that somebody's there but somebody's not there but still there, or there but not there, kind of a feeling. So that is how I had that feeling, that yes, what I want and what I not want. And then when this one came in, I think the only change that I really liked it the moment I saw it. The only change that I wanted was that string light, just to give it a more color, because it was pretty aesthetic. I wanted it to look classy rather than looking very novelly. So I gave that string lights so that it looks little bit, it uplifts the mood of the book.
and what has been the support of your family?
A lot, a lot. I mean, uh, since the moment I have started writing, as a child or as a kid, probably started when I was sixth standard or fifth standard. Since then, my parents have been very encouraging. It was me who, with 10th exam, 12th exam, we keep things at the back seat, the things that we like, and it happens. So, and when I started writing again, I think the family really helped. I remember when I was writing, my husband, the weekends I was totally into it. I'm editing and I cannot come out. I mean, writing, right? You also write. It's not like start and end. It's like you start, you wait, you think, and then probably after 2 hours of staring at the screen, you start writing. And when you start writing, it probably goes till whatever hours. So it definitely, there had been a lot of support. I am a night owl. I do write. I work till 12 or 1 midnight, and then I used to write. So I used to write till 5:30 a.m. and finish it. And writing was, after I finished writing, I realized the writing was the easier part than the editing. So, and then the editing happened.
So when okay, fine, that you gave much importance to your writing health during that period. What about your own personal physical health? Did not it have a
Oh,
change in it?
no, that 1 year it was bad. Honestly, that I understood by the time I finished it, and I realized after December that that was bad. So now I'm trying to put myself into certain routine. I take out time for my workout. I take out time for other things, other activities as well. But when I'm writing, I'm writing. Now I just know that I do it from 1 to 3 a.m. So I do whatever it is, even if it is writing, even if it is editing. So I have fixed that time. So 3, I will shut. I'm not going to continue till 5, 6, unless it is really a flow. And this, it is easier to say than do, because
I
even though I put that 3 a.m., does go to 5, 6, but I still try to be on the, at least I try to be active throughout the day, so that it's not how it was, because that 1 year I was just sitting and typing and sitting and writing. That's it.
and when do you plan to bring out your next book?
When do I plan to release?
Yeah, yeah.
Um, Honestly, to be very honest, the story was completed last March. Story.
Okay.
Then the book, the first draft was took me, so from since March to August, it was crazy, right? Because of COVID, I was in a completely different state of mind. The entire nation, I mean, many of my friends and relatives were affected. So I honestly couldn't write. So from August, probably I again started. So by November, I finished the draft, and now the editing process. So I think it will take another when I start from there 3 months, so I don't see myself starting it probably till end of January. So I think I should be done by March. And if I do it religiously, continuously, without any, any distractions, then it should be done with by March, and then it should go for publishing. For me, it is very important for me to give a good product or good book to people. I mean, I love reading. I would not love to read something which has plot holes, or which is where certain situation is mentioned which doesn't have a purpose in the whole story. I mean, that is my biggest probably arc moment. If there is an incident mentioned, it should help to either develop the character or develop the story. Otherwise, that incident is just, I just don't want to read it, right? I mean, it doesn't make sense. So there are many such incidents or stories that we need to add or we need to delete from the first draft. So those things are important. Editing is not only about spelling mistakes or grammar mistakes. It is there, of course, because when you're typing, you probably write PLS instead of please. We use sometimes the SMS language as well, but then it is more than that. It is strengthening your story. The flow itself needs to be more fluid. So that is why the editing is the most religious and important step when it comes to a novel.
Before we wind up, I like a small message from you for all the upcoming and budding authors who want to get published. What will you tell them?
I will tell what helped me. And it's, as I said, there is no rule, no set rules in writing, but I'm going to tell what I have learned and what I believe. Read more, read 100 times more than you write, and write. I mean, there is no right moment, right moment to write, actually. It sounds funny, but to be very honest, just write. I mean, it does not need to be perfect. It does not need to be the best thing that you have written ever, or it does not need to be the bestest in the whole world. If you want to write, if you think that you can write, just write. There are 100 times you can go back, you can edit, you can do it, but starting point is difficult. So just start. If you think that, okay, my beginning, in beginning is not that great, I need to change it later. Wherever you want to start, you want to start from your peak moment of your character, the protagonist, start from there. That she, let's say from my book, she went to college. You want to start from there, start. And then at the introduction part, at the backdrop, however you want to design, it is your story. There is no right or wrong. So I would we spend a lot of time speculating, and we spend a lot of time to be perfect, and that's a thing that we all have, which is a good thing, but not at the cost of starting. Start, then try to be perfect. Try to make it as much as error free. Make it your own story. We have lots of authors because we like them, so we don't need another Chetan Bhagat or another Durjay Datta. We need this author. So whatever the style is, we should be doing. If it is influenced by Chetan Bhagat, why not? He is a great author. He has written good books. If it is inspired by Stephen King, why not? There is no harm in getting inspired by someone else. There is no harm by having your own style. The only harm is delaying. So just start. I have delayed it a lot, so I know it's not good.
It's okay to delay, then it. I mean, it's said it's better late than never. So it's okay to delay. But
Yeah, that's what I mean. Just start. The starting point is definitely difficult when you open a fresh paper or blank paper. Poems are easier. I mean, for me, I would say for me, poems are easier because we start and we end. It is just few moments of thoughts, and this novel itself is a huge, humongous task. So starting is, for me, I think it's really important that we start.
Thank you, Chayashree. That was
Thank you.
great talking to you. And those who are watching this interview, if you have not bought the book yet, it's available in Amazon and Flipkart as well.
Flipkart.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's available on Flipkart. So search for it, do buy it, and after reading it, do give a nice feedback to the author.
Yes, reviews are very important.
Yeah. Thank you for watching Candid with Partha. I'll come back again with another special guest in the next episode. Until then, stay safe, stay healthy. Thank you.
Thank you, Partha.